Hey folks, this is Kerry with Custom Island Tours. I'm a little hot right now. I just got off the phone. Hilton Hawaiian Village was trying to make a reservation for a group of Australians who wanted to take our private tour. They had 9 adults and 5 children. Some of them needed car seats, which we do provide. But they wanted to know if we would be bringing the gear for snorkeling. And I had to tell the agent at the activity desk at the Hilton Hawaiian Village that we're basically banned from all of the beaches. There are tour companies that are still taking people to the beaches to go snorkeling, but most of the beaches have been banned by the city council at the request of the residents. So we lost the deal. They called back and said, never mind, we're going to rent a car. So the agent told me, oh, they're going to rent a car. And I was like, well, they're going to need multiple cars. It was 15 people. And I told her, I said, yeah, this is the wisdom of city council that, this could have been one 15-passenger van taking them around the island. And now they're going to need multiple rental cars. And then they're going to go snorkeling on the North Shore by themselves with no guide to keep them safe. Not knowing where to go, where's a good place to snorkel, where are the danger zones. They're from Australia. So, let's see, 15 people. 4 out of 5 of the kids needed car seats. So they're probably not going to have car seats because we provide the car seats, but they're not going to have car seats. So they're going to have a 2-year-old, an 11-month-old, and a 16-month-old, a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, all in a rental car with no car seat, driving around the island in a rental car that they're not familiar with, and in a place that they're not familiar with, trying to look out the window at the sights. And so it just adds to the problem. That's going to be at least 3 more rental cars on the road tomorrow, and you multiply that times all of the other people who don't take tours like ours because of the bans, because tour companies aren't allowed to go to any of the city and county beach parks unless they have a permit, and that permit only allows them to go to one specific beach park. So it's not worth getting anymore, because all of the beach parks that we're allowed to get the permit for aren't even worth going to, because all of the ones that are worth going to are on the list of places that we've been totally banned from. We're not even allowed to stop for 1 minute to get out and take a picture. So the only place left on the North Shore where you could snorkel would be Turtle Bay. So now there's a company, I won't say the name, they're the company that got us banned from Kokololio Beach Park in Hauula. But back then they were using 25 passenger buses, and they took, in the video that was submitted to City Council as evidence, they had 5 25-passenger buses at this beach park when the law said that you could only have 1 15-passenger. I know because I had the permit at the time, and now all tour companies were banned from going there. But that company has now moved up to 60-passenger buses, the big silver buses. And so now I see them taking multiple 60-passenger buses to Turtle Bay and dropping off their customers there. So that's the one place that we're still allowed to go to, because we're banned from all of the East Coast, from Makapu'u all the way to Kaneohe Bay, all of the North Shore from Sunset Beach all the way to Kaiaka Point in Waialua, past Haleiwa. And so there's no place for the tour companies to take the tourists snorkeling anymore. So now the tourists are going to be going on their own, adding more cars to the road, taking up more parking spaces at the beaches. Because like I said, this family of 15 people, they're going to need at least 3 rental cars for 15 people. So that's going to take up 3 parking spaces instead of 1. Anyway, this is it's a problem. You know how laws are. Once they put a law into effect, they never take them away. They make more and more laws, but they never take any away. But the enforcement is bad here. That's the reason why they have to keep passing these laws, is because they don't enforce the rules that are already in place. There were rules in place, like for instance what I said at Kokololio, you had to have a permit. A permit allowed one tour vehicle per company with a maximum capacity of 15 people. And then that company started going there in multiple 25 passenger buses, but there was nobody there to enforce it. So what they did is they just made a law banning all tour companies. Instead of citing that company and fining them, they just banned all tour companies, because it's much easier to just ban everything, and then you don't have to look after anything. You don't need anybody there to monitor it, because if anybody gets caught, if they get caught, they're now breaking a law, which they could be cited for, but they don't even do that. So, for instance, the place that a lot of the tour companies are taking them to snorkel right now is Pu'u'ina Point. Pu'u'ina Point is specifically named in the law that banned the tour companies from the North Shore. But I guess since there's no houses around Pu'u'ina Point, there's no residents to complain, they're kind of letting that slide. But, I mean, those tour companies that are dropping the people off on the road and having them walk into Pu'u'ina Point, I mean, they're still bringing customers to a beach where they're banned from bringing customers to that beach. So they're still breaking the law, even though they're parking on the outside and making them walk a tenth of a mile to get to the beach. But part of the problem is that they've banned the tour companies from so many places that the places that are still left that they're allowed to go to are crowded, because they would keep getting confined. If there were less laws banning the tour companies from less places, the tour companies would be more spread out and no one place would be crowded. Because, you know, even a tour company, they're not going to want to bring the tourists to a place that's crowded. If there's another place that's not crowded, they would rather take them there. But this also takes jobs away from locals. I had this time last year, I had 7 tour vans. In September, I sold 3 of them because business has gotten so slow. I guess, you know, more and more people are finding out that the tour companies aren't allowed to take them. We're banned from all state parks and all city and county beach parks. So the only places left where we're allowed to stop and let the customers out of the tour van are private property parking lots like Dole Pineapple and the Macadamia Nut Farm, where they own the parking lot. So the tourist traps are the only places where we're allowed to take them anymore. We're not allowed to stop at Sunset Beach or Pipeline or Haleiwa, not even to see the turtles. I mean, a lot of people are sneaking in to see the turtles, but I mean, they're breaking the law in order to do that. You know, tourism is the number one economy in Hawaii. It brings in $17 billion a year in revenue to the state of Hawaii. And it provides jobs to the locals or the people that live here. And so these rules are just ridiculous. I mean, I understand the not in my backyard mentality of the residents, that, you know, they don't want the tour companies stopping at the beaches that they like to go to. But tour companies usually have an itinerary that they're trying to stick to. And so they don't stay in any one place for very long, because the Circle Island tour is 120 miles, and we have 8 hours to do that in. And you're trying to fit in about 15 to 17 stops in 8 hours in a 120 mile route, 120 mile circle around the island, because you got the mountains running up the middle that you can only cross over in one place. The Pali, the Liki Liki, and H3 are practically the same place, crossing the mountains. Otherwise, there's no way around the mountains. So you have to go all the way around the coastline. So that makes a 120 mile circuit coming back down the middle through Dole and Wahiawa. And we have 8 hours to do that in. So I don't know, it's ridiculous. And I just lost a tour which would have made the company about $1,000, which would have been then paid the driver his salary plus tips. A tour like that, the driver, I mean, because the tips average to about $20 per person, and that's cash tips out on the road, you know, when the drivers are dropping them off at the hotel. So I don't see that the drivers keep that. So that's average $20 per person, even like a 2-person tour. If they did a really good job, sometimes they get tipped like $100 or $200 if the people are impressed. And both of the drivers that I have right now are born in Hawaii. So these are locals born in Hawaii that one of my tour drivers just lost out on a job for tomorrow because tour companies aren't allowed to stop at the beach.